Welcome to the first ever MC Knitting Adventures podcast vlog. And I'm going to explain to May what a vlog is because I'm not sure she knows.
I'm not sure what a vlog is. Is it a vlog?
Vlog. V-L-O-G.
Okay.
So the V stands for video and the log is like a diary. So a vlog is kind of a short version of a podcast. Sometimes people do Vlogmas, which means they do one for every day in December. I've also heard of Vlogtober, so they can do all kinds of things with vlogs. But you and I had the opportunity to go to the KW Knitters Fair in Kitchener, and we wanted to get this out quickly so that people would understand about it.
It just happened.
It just happened. So we were just there last week, and we really had a good time. So just to let you know, it was at the Odd in Kitchener, the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium Complex. When I looked on the website, they said almost 2,000 people attended, and there were 89 vendors.
Wow.
So
now
it's
I'm going to
no-
put, so this vlog, it's okay to put photographs up when we're vlogging here?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I will put photographs up as we talk about some things, because I was the photographer and I went out and took some photographs.
Yes. And we like when you do that because I get more chance to look at the yarn. So it's good. So we ended up in a lovely big lineup, but we had a great parking spot. So we kind of parked behind the building. We didn't mean to, we'd never been there, but it worked really well. And then when we went in, I said to May, stay here, I'm gonna go buy tickets. But then when I came back, she wasn't there. And I realized, as we were talking afterwards, that she had to go to the very end of the line, and it was a whole different place than I'd left her. So it worked out well. I had the tickets in my hand, and as the line curled around, I caught up to her, and away we went. That line moved really quickly.
It did. It was hardly any waiting at all.
Exactly. So I was really impressed with this event. It was really good. When we went in, I made a beeline to the Blue Brick. And it is yarn that is dyed. It's based on pictures. And you and I had talked about ordering some. In fact, when we went to Toronto last year, I wanted to buy some. And the stores that I went to, they didn't have any. So I knew I needed to get there, and I knew I needed to get there quickly. There is a pattern called the escarpment cowl, and it's a DK cowl, and you need one skein. And you and I had looked on the website before, and you liked the waterfall color, and I managed to find one skein of that. So this is 100% superwash merino.
Love the color.
It's brilliant.
It looks like an actual waterfall.
It does, and it's based on this picture. So there's the picture it's based on, and it's perfect. It's beautiful. So I'm going to make you an escarpment cowl.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I think it's going to be gorgeous. So it's really good. And the funny thing is, when you and I both looked on the Blue Brick website, I said, what's your favorite color? And I had already picked out waterfall, and May said she liked waterfall. So when I was there, I thought, okay, I really am still, of all the things I'm seeing, liking waterfall the best. And so what I found was it's still waterfall, but this is the Manitoulin Merino Silky Single Ply. And so it takes the dye just a little differently. The colors are similar, but it's going to make either a nice shawl. There was one that they had at there called Emmy, E-M-Y, and I think I really like that. Cozy Up with the Stitching Sisters are doing a Blue Brick cowl, and I think I've got two things to do.
Great.
Yes, so that was where we started with. And then you did a little bit of talking to people while I was doing that.
I did.
So
I talked to Patrick from Signature Yarns, and he's got a great little store there, and I'll put a photo up of Patrick. There you go. There was lots of vendors.
Lots of vendors.
And lots of people. And people were coming up and saying, oh, I know you from the podcast. It was very nice.
It was great.
And I went to, I got a picture of Sticks and Stones.
They had some
And
beautiful
really
things
beautiful
there, some
things,
nice
too.
stitch markers, progress keepers. It was great.
Yeah, it was a great place. And of course, Shirley Bryan Yarn. I'll put a photo up there of Shirley Bryan Yarn place. And
So who's Shirley? Who's
Shirley
Brian?
was Shirley was the grandmother of the young lady that has Shirley Bryan Yarn, and Brian was her father, and both have passed away. So she called it Shirley Bryan Yarn.
Oh, that's a nice story.
It was a really nice story, and I met her mom and had a nice little chat with them. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
great. That's good. So while May was busy chatting, I was doing a little bit more shopping, and I went to Crooked Kitchen Yarns because I had used some of their yarn before, and I had decided I wanted to make a DK shawl, and 3 colors. So there's a pattern that's called Drakenfels. I've seen it on Craftsy, I've seen it on Ravelry, and I thought I'm going to get 3 different colors. So at Crooked Kitchen Yarns, I found this color. So this is DK weight. It's called the Maryland base. So it's 75% merino, 25% nylon. And this is called Eau Aubergine. So it's beautiful. It's a purple, but not too purple. And so I really, really liked that one.
And it was great to go to the Crooked Kitchen place because they had a trunk show somewhere.
Yeah, at the Galt House of Yarn.
The Galt House of Yarn. And we talked to the lady again, and it was great to talk to her again.
Exactly, it was great. So hold on to that one because I'm going
Okay.
to bring the things. So where I thought, okay, I need 3 colors. I'm sure I want to make this Drakenfels shawl. So then we went to Lizzie Ann Yarns, and we had purchased some of their yarns in Barrie. And so I really, really love it. So it's a mom and daughter that do the dyeing. So this is Lori and Emily Pengelly. And I found a beautiful color to go with this one.
Oh, that goes very nice.
Yes, so that's the second one. So it's a little bit of a fade, and that worked really, really well. So I'm pleased about that. I love the feel of that yarn. So 2
feels very
DK
nice.
weights was good. And then, and here's where shopping, when there's so many vendors, I don't remember where I picked this up. So I said to May, okay, I've got 2 colors. I just need the 3rd color. And away I said I need just like kind of a little creamy something with a little bit of purple pop. And I found this Madeline Tosh DK. And guess what it's got?
A little bit
There's
of that purple.
a little bit of purple in it. So I'm really looking forward to it.
That'll be a great, whatever you decide to
Shawl.
Shawl.
Now, after I found those, I thought, oh my goodness, that would make a Jody shawl. That's by Joji Locatelli. I thought, oh, that would make a really nice Jody shawl. And then, do you think I could even remember the Drakenfeld name? After I thought that, it just went. As a result, we did shopping and it was great. And just before we were leaving, well, there's 2 things that happened before we left. We ran into some friends of ours who are Linda and Carrie, and you'll see a picture.
Picture up of Linda and Carrie, yes.
And they are 2 fellow knitters who are lovely, and we've spent some time with them, and it was nice to see them, so that was great.
And they want to come to Alpaca Farm with us. They're going to actually organize it so that we can go because they know the lady that has the alpaca farm in Thorndale, and they've invited us to go. So we'll put that on one of our podcasts.
That's right, and there's just a sneak peek. There it is. But we'll let you know when that's going to happen. So we had a chat with them. Then there was actually another thing that happened. I said to May, I know that girl. So there was a vendor, and I went, I know her. And then I thought, I don't know why. I'm thinking the only thing that comes to mind is yoga, and she's knitting. Like, I don't understand.
It wasn't knitting that you knew her from.
I know. I thought, I think it's yoga. It could be yoga. So I'm not always so brave, but we went over, which was good. And then I spoke to her. I said, I know you, but I'm trying to figure out where. So we had a conversation, and then I mentioned yoga, and she said, well, yeah, I used to do yoga at this place. And I said, exactly. And then she said she did her teacher training, and I said, so did I. So we were a year apart in our teacher training, and she's lovely. So her name is Debbie Jameson.
And I'll put a photo up of Debbie.
And there she is. So now she is the Loving Path Fiber Arts. And I wish I had found her sooner because there were so many things in her booth that I loved. So I'm going to keep an eye on her shop online and see if I can find something
No,
there.
is her shop just online? She doesn't have an actual store? Or?
I would imagine she goes around to different fiber festivals. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to do some
okay.
Googling and find out about that. So it was great. So it was so nice to see her. And I once you get the place of where you've seen somebody, it's good. And then just before we left, I thought, oh, I'm going to make that escarpment DK cowl for May, and I'd really like one, but I can't make one out of the same thing. And so I went to the booth that is called Essence of Autumn Yarn. So there's what their card looks like. And I found this yarn that's got black and gray and a beautiful teal, and I thought, this is it. So this is an MCN, so Merino Cashmere Nylon DK, and I am thrilled. So I will make one for May. I will make one for myself. Yeah, that would look nice on you
I
as
always
well.
do that whenever the colors up. I don't know why, but I just...
But it's good.
do
It
that.
looks great.
Yeah.
It looks
Love the
fantastic.
colors.
So
Love the
I
colors.
was thrilled to find that. And then we had a nice lunch, and we went back in and had another look around. I absolutely loved it. It was really neat to see people that watch the podcast. It was great to talk to some friends of ours that we saw.
I
and
hadn't
people that we
seen so
met.
many knitters in one room before in my life.
I
But
know.
everybody had all that in common. Everybody was so positive and friendly, and people seemed to know what they were looking for. And the people that
Exactly.
talked to us in regards to our podcast and recognized us,
right.
they were so nice. And it was just a great day.
It was a really good day. So I would recommend it for next year. If you go onto their website, so it's the KW Knitters Guild, go onto their website and it's got the date for next year. I would recommend that you go. I think you'll love it. Now, there was a vendor that we didn't go to. We walked by, but we didn't go because a week earlier, May and I looked at each other and said, "What do you want to do today?" So I said, "Well, let's go for a drive." So we ended up in Sarnia, and we went to the store Feather Your Nest, and lo and behold,
Right.
we accidentally went into a trunk show. And we got to see Dawn of the Codependent Knitters, and it was great. So the trunk show was for Westlake Knits Fibers. So she's a natural dyer. So she uses natural things to dye her yarn. And I have always wanted to make the Ollivander shawl. Sorry, the picture's not color, but that's okay. So I needed 2 colors, and I found them. So this is a beautiful color called Deep Sea. This is 100% organic milled merino, eco-processed, milled in Ontario. Its color is Deep Sea, but it's naturally dyed with indigo. And I love this. And then this one is the color Wave, also dyed with indigo, but you can see the colors will blend
Great
beautifully.
combination.
So I am really, really thrilled about that. I would have, if I hadn't already been there when they were doing
And
the
I'm
trunk
going
show
to
in
put some
Sarnia.
photos up of our trip too, from the bridge and that type of thing.
Perfect.
And it wasn't a planned podcast. It wasn't anything planned because the weather just happened to be great that day.
Exactly.
But I will just put a couple of photos in there just so that you can see what our day was like. But
Yeah,
again, they're
absolutely.
not. We will go back and make it really a podcast there because
Yeah.
it would be a great
Yeah,
trip.
I said to Dawn, it wasn't a planned trip. Next time we come, we want to have you and Lisa and we'll sit and
Yes,
chat and
that'd
have
be
a great
great,
time.
yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. So May, there's our first vlog.
Well, there you go. It wasn't so difficult, was
No,
it?
not so bad at all. So thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoy. And until next time.
You take care.